Week 5 in the NFL, man. Some big surprises, big upsets. Which one was your favorite? We shall discuss. Also in the news, the government shutdown is still a thing, and it's affecting flight plan and flight travel, man. Also, 'tis the week. It is the week of the greatest homecoming on earth, GHOE, out there at 1601 East Market Street, Greensboro, North Carolina. Home of the North Carolina A&T Aggies. Aggie pride up in this thing. That plus more. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of 58 South TV presents Topics of Discussion, your new home for sports, news, and entertainment. I am your host, 58 South, along with the voice of the party, Mr. Juice Jones. What's going on, sir?
What's happening?
Ain't too much, man. Ain't too much. Let's get the crowd in here. You know what I mean? Let's get
Come
the
on,
crowd
where they
in
at?
here.
Where they at?
Get the crowd in here. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're too kind.
Let them rock. All right, they was gonna clap.
If we don't have the best studio audience, I want to give shouts out to our studio audience. Thank y'all so much for paying attention and watching us. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Hey, yeah, man. Thank y'all for tuning in from YouTube, Facebook, definitely on the brand new Connected Radio app. Thank y'all so much for listening, man. Juice, how was your weekend,
Yes.
sir? How was your week? Excuse me.
Man, it was a good week, man. Ended off very good. Took a nice trip to the city of brotherly love. Got to go see the Eagles play the Broncos, and you know how that turned out. As we all know, if you don't, the Broncos definitely did beat the Eagles. So fun day. But then I did get to go to my favorite spot in the United States, which is Atlantic City, which is only 45 minutes away from Philadelphia. So I had a lot of fun there, and now we're back to reality.
Yes, what's up, man? I too had a great week. Everything's looking up, you know, just trying to compound on what we got going on. As always, this episode of 58 South TV presents Topics of Discussion is brought to you by the Inspired Experience, a red carpet poetry, music, and art event like no other. One night, one writer, a cast of icons, one experience. The Inspired Experience, taking place November 15th, 7 p.m., Hilton Raleigh North Hills Ballroom. Parking on site is free. Red carpet begins at 5 p.m. Hosted by Crystal DeMuse. Everything done, curated, produced by SP the writer, man. Y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets. The 58 South promo code might still be working. If not, you know, still get a ticket. Go support, man. Put on your best. Go enjoy yourself. November 15th, 7 p.m. Hilton Raleigh North Hills Ballroom. Parking on site is free. And this is the Inspired Experience. Juice, are you ready?
I'm ready for the Inspire Experience, baby. Yes, I am ready.
So you gonna check it out?
Man, you know, I guess I'm just gonna have to get me a room at the Hilton to chill out.
There you go. I'm still trying to see if I'm gonna be able to attend, but if I am, cool. If not, I'll probably buy a ticket and give it away on one of the Monday Night Lives or something like that before date.
I was thinking about just rolling up there the night of, and when I come down from my room and go to the event, I was just gonna name drop. You know, I wasn't even gonna get a ticket. I was just gonna name drop.
Okay, I wouldn't go that route, but
What's gonna happen?
I mean, you know, ain't nothing but a little, you know, deny entry. That's all.
I'm a co-host on 58 South Topic of Discussion. What's up? How we looking in here?
All right. Let's get to the opening bell.
There we go.
All right, kick this thing off with sports. As always, Juice, there was a lot going on this past Sunday in the NFL. Who had the biggest statement win in the NFL Week 5? Was it the San Francisco 49ers over the LA Rams in LA? Was it the Denver Broncos over the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly? Or was it the Monday Night Shocker, the Jacksonville Jaguars defeating the Kansas City Chiefs at home in Jacksonville?
Well, you know what I'm going with. If anybody watched the live that we just did on Monday night, they would see that I said the Jags were going to win that game. And they did win that game. Trevor Lawrence, happy birthday yesterday, turned 26 years old. He turned up. Travis Hunter turned up. The whole Jags turned up. That's the biggest win right there. That was huge.
I'm going to go with the 49ers over the Rams in LA. And the reason I said that was the biggest statement win is because they did all that with, I want to say like 8 or 9 players on the injured reserve. No starting quarterback. A host of other key players injured. went into enemy, so to speak, enemy territory. It still came out with the W. I think that was the biggest win over the NFL Week 5 weekend, man. Cause
it was big.
Cause they're in the same division, so that's gonna really come into play later on in the season when you talk about playoff seeding and stuff like that. If it comes down to it, that'll mean. But that Jacksonville over Kansas City. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just about to say what you were saying. That Jacksonville, Kansas City, it was crazy because of how they won, when they won, with the last seconds on the clock. You know what I mean? Like, that was crazy.
It all started when I think the kicker's name is Butker. Butker kicks the ball out of bounds to put Jacksonville on the 40. That right there sealed the game. I seen it coming. I'm like, man, well, now you lost. And then when Sunshine trips, falls down not once, but twice, didn't get touched, sashays into the end zone. I'm like, oh, man, so it's going to be one of them seasons for them, huh? All right.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like I said, he was the birthday boy, too, though. He was the birthday boy. He got a lot going on.
Man, I don't
Turned
care.
up.
I don't care who birthday it was, man. The
Well,
Kansas City Chiefs gave that game away.
Well, guess what? If you'd have listened to Juice Jones, anybody betting would have been feeling real good, right?
Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. All right, let's look ahead, let's look ahead to week 6. Y'all have the Thursday night game. Eagles at Giants. What are you giving your team chances to win? Out of 100%, y'all have what percentage points chance of winning?
Yeah, I'm going to give us, I mean, anything's possible, first of all, in the NFL. Everybody knows that anything is possible. But since the Eagles just took this loss to the Broncos at home, I really don't think the Giants have a chance. I give them a 15%, 20% chance to pull this out.
15 to 20, okay.
Yeah, you ain't getting much.
That sounds about right. But you guys have a renewed energy with Jackson Dart back there. So well, you have that. Plus your man is not playing. Excuse me, Malik Neighbors. No, is Malik Neighbors y'all's or Coleman? Think Coleman. Malik Neighbors is hurt. He plays for
the Giants.
Which one plays for the Bills? Cause I get Malik Neighbors and Coleman. I don't know why, but I get those two wide receivers.
Coleman got to play for the Bills because Neighbors definitely plays for the Giants.
Okay, so y'all got Neighbors. I believe Neighbors is the one. Is he hurt or just not? Yeah, he's the one hurt. He's hurt, so that means Coleman is the one that the team said he violated some team rules and is not going to be able to play. All right, so he don't even matter. He don't even matter in this conversation. Yeah, y'all don't have Malik Neighbors anyway. Yeah. So I did all that talking for nothing. You're right. 20% chance.
And I mean, look, like you said though, we do have a renewed, thing going on with Jackson Dart. We got Cam Scatterbo as our running back. He's been doing great. I mean, I got great things with my Giants. Don't get it twisted. I'm always going to be a G-man for life. But the fact is, when I tell you, we go on things like the Eagles just took a bad loss, man, to the Broncos, which they shouldn't have lost. When that kind of stuff happens, usually the next game, they're going to destroy somebody.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair assessment. And it's a primetime game. Thursday night, no other game is on. The whole football world is watching. So, you gotta save your face. I get it. My Panthers play the Cowboys at home on Sunday at 1 p.m. And the only thing I hope is that there's not more Cowboy fans inside of Bank of America Stadium than Panther fans. That's I don't know why that's always a problem. I don't know how it's possible for Dallas Cowboy fans to travel so well. That is the weirdest thing in the world to me. But I just hope that's not the case.
Well, the thing is that they're just not traveling. There's a lot of Cowboy fans that live in North Carolina. I call them bandwagon riders and all that kind of stuff. But they here, and they definitely going to show up. I don't know if they're going to outdo the Carolina fans, but it's going to be close.
Yeah, they'll be in the building, man. Hell yeah, anyway, yeah.
What percent chance do you give your team to beat the Cowboys?
70. We're gonna continue this undefeated streak at the house. If we were playing on the road, I'd be feeling a little different because it takes us a long time to get things together when we play away. But at the house, we seem to have the magic touch at the house, man. So I think we're gonna protect home, win this game. I think it's gonna be let's say 27-35, 28-35, something like that.
Really?
Yeah, 28-35. Cause our rookies have the confidence of the teammates, the coaching staff, the fans. They're here now. They contributed so much. Well, hell, they contributed everything to that Miami Dolphin comeback win. So I think they're gonna ride high off of that. They're more focused now. They understand, hey, we can do this. We don't have to wait a year, sit back, watch the vets to kind of figure out this league, trial by fire, and they've proven we can do this thing, and that's gonna spill over into Sunday. So yeah, remember you heard it here first. Another game to look at, the Seattle Seahawks going to Jacksonville. I say that's a big game because the Seahawks are 2-0 on the road, while the Jacksonville Jaguars are 3-0 at home. Who do you have coming out of that game alive? Seahawks or Jacksonville?
Man, that's a tough one because they got Jacksonville right now at -1.5, and usually the home team at home usually gets 3. So with that 1.5, that's showing me right now that they thinking that Seattle gonna end up winning. I don't know if Jaguars are gonna ride this high horse they have from this last game they just won. Are they gonna bring that same energy, which they should? And if they do, it'll be a successful run for them. But by the odds, it's saying Seattle's gonna win. I'm going with the Jaguars.
I think Sam Darnold will have a much better game than I keep calling him Sunshine. What is his real name? Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yeah. He's going to have a better game than Trevor Lawrence. He's going to will his team to win. And plus, man, Sam Darnold just following the footsteps of every other former Carolina Panther. As soon as they leave Bank of America Stadium, they look great. So I got the Seattle Seahawks winning that game, man.
Okay.
Next big game to me, the 49ers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. San Francisco 3-0 on the road. Tampa Bay is 500 at home. They're 1-1, but overall they're 4-1. I think this will be a really good game. I need San Francisco to beat Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is in our division. Every loss with somebody in our division just helps us out. That's all. Nothing against them, nothing personally against them. They're just in my division, and they're not us. So lose.
I'm definitely going with Baker Mayfield on that one. I got a lot of faith in them. Got a lot of faith in that team. They look good. They're at home. I believe it's going to be a great. Is Brock Purdy going to be back yet, or is still going to be the backup quarterback?
Hey man, from what they showed me against the Rams, it won't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't matter. I got San Francisco winning that game.
Okay.
Yeah, San Francisco will go into Tampa Bay and come out victorious and be 4-0 on the road. Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah, man. Let's tackle some of these college football games and point spreads.
Before you go there,
What's up?
Before we go to college, we got to talk about Baltimore, brother.
No, we don't.
We
man.
have to talk about Baltimore, brother.
We already knew Cooper. I'm about to say Cooper Flag. We knew Cooper Rush wasn't gonna hold up. I ain't think they were gonna get demolished,
brother. I don't know what's going on, man. Like that is this season is looking worse and worse every week that goes on. With Lamar, without Lamar, it doesn't even matter. It's just a bad situation out there in Baltimore. Heck, Derrick Henry doesn't even look the same. Like, what's going on?
Let me ask you this then. Are you more concerned with how bad the Ravens are playing or the Chiefs?
It's actually funny that you say that because both of them are looking very disappointing this year, but the Ravens are looking more disappointing than the Chiefs, you know what I mean? But it's just, I guess, that's how it goes, man. You have some great seasons and then, you have some declining seasons, you know what I mean? But I didn't think that Baltimore would be on the decline so early. I mean, as great of a season as they had last year, I thought they were going to bring that same energy into this season, I kind of seen the Chiefs falling off, you know what I mean? But they got rings to back them up. Baltimore doesn't have that, you know what I mean? So Kansas City is like, okay, cool, man. Every dynasty must finally diminish a little bit, you know what I mean? I mean, they did their thing. They've been doing their thing for a while, brother. So it's not like nothing like to really be worried about. They'll bounce back eventually. It's like they're the Golden State Warriors of the NFL, basically. You know what I mean? But Baltimore, a team that you thought could make it there to that next level, and Lamar, Jackson, you thinking that he can get his team to get that ring, and then you come into this year looking like this. Last week we was talking about, hey, maybe this is a rough start, to a great finish. You know what I mean? But brother, now you're talking about another loss. Like, you can't have so many losses to have a great finish, brother. I don't care what's going on. I mean, if you lose 10 games in a row and you finally win 7, it don't matter because you ain't making the playoffs.
So between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, you would say which team has the better chance of going to the playoffs?
Kansas City, definitely.
Kansas City, okay.
Yeah, their quarterback is still being productive.
Got you.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, he's still waiting on, who is it? Rashee Rice is the only is the other piece that's missing because
That's it. There's
Worthy is
somebody
back.
else that's hurt too. There's somebody
Nah,
else that's
Worthy
hurt besides that.
Worthy's back. Worthy's back. He's been back for 2 games now.
There's not
That was the
nobody
other
else
one
that's
that was
hurt.
not major names that I could think of off the top of my head. I know it was Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice was the 2 guys that they were waiting to get back healthy, and Worthy's back, just waiting on Rashee Rice.
Speaking about quarterbacks that are trying to do something, and then there's quarterbacks that ain't doing nothing. And we got to go to Joe Flacco before we go to college football. We got to say something about old Joe. Good
Man,
old Joe.
Look at man, Joe keep getting paid. All right, wherever there's a quarterback deficiency, hey man, somebody call Flacco. Call Flacco people. Yeah,
Bruh,
call Flacco
in the
people,
same
man.
in the same state. In the same state. He didn't even leave. He went from
city to city.
Cleveland
You ain't go from
to
state
Cincinnati.
to state. You went from city to city. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to really, if you want to keep your residence in Cleveland, that's cool. But for the next, 12 weeks, you're gonna be playing for Cincinnati.
So it's a question, and I know definitely not, but hypothetically speaking, let's say 58 South is a big Cincinnati Bengals fan, all right? Big fan, right? Are you happy to see Joe Flacco come in?
Yeah. Because at least we know we got somebody who can sling the football and actually utilize the weapons that we have. Like if we got a Lamborghini outside in the yard or the parking lot, but don't nobody know how to drive it, and what good is it?
That's real. That's real. So now the flip side of that, how you feel about the Browns now?
Well, now it'd be interesting to see if Shedeur Sanders doesn't become the second in the quarterback depth chart now. Like if he's not number 2 now, then you might well send him to the Raiders like Damian Lillard keeps wanting. Send him to the Raiders then if you don't want him, man.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, bro. Like I watched Dylan Gabriel, his game, that he started, and I mean, it was nothing that made me say like, oh, this is why he's above Shedeur. Now I see, I see nothing. That game showed me nothing. His passes were very short. Everything he did was like 5 or 6 yard passes. He showed me no display of anything. He didn't take any chances. When he did take a chance, he threw a pick. You know what I mean? Like, so I just don't see the head and shoulders thing that they were talking about. Like Dylan Gabriel's head and shoulders is above Shedeur Sanders. That's why he was second in line as the next QB. I don't see it. You know what I mean? But I guess time will tell.
I mean, they probably see it more so on a daily basis because they're at the trainings and the meetings and stuff like that. So maybe it's not even a maybe. They see stuff we don't, and even if this is just personal, it is what it is. Ain't nothing anybody can do about it.
It has to be personal to me, man, because I think that Shedeur is going to be a way better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel. But that's just my opinion. I think Dylan Gabriel is going to be a good coach sometime, in the near future, because he's not going to be any quarterbacking for that much longer. But anyway, hey, congratulations, Dylan Gabriel. Keep throwing those 5-yard passes. You're the man.
I just have a question for all the. I'm not for or against. I'm just strictly a Panther fan. All the Shedeur Sanders fans, like, what is it that y'all want him to do when if he gets a start? Who is he going to throw to? What offensive line is protecting him? You're putting the man in harm's way. That's all I'm saying. That's
real. So basically, it's like a blessing you're saying that he's not playing.
That's what I'm saying. Sit back and learn as much as you can. Collect the money that they're giving you without getting hurt or having the possibility of your career being ruined before it even takes off. That's all I'm saying. We are currently in Carolina dealing with the symptoms of doing that to a quarterback. So I don't wish that on anybody.
That's real. But, Bryce Young is handling it. He's doing his thing. He's rolling with the punches.
Man, Bryce Young ain't got no choice, bro. They put you out there they put you out there when they had no business. So they put you out there, then they bench you, then they put you back out there again. You ain't no choice but to take whatever they gave you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, all y'all that want Shedeur to play so bad, how the saying go, careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. That man is playing out there in the division with the black and yellow, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And no matter who the Steelers have on defense, it seems like they all have the same MO. Whoever the quarterback is on the opposing team, knock his neck loose. To quote Dominique Foxworth, go out there and knock his neck loose and call it a day. And I don't think y'all want Shedeur getting his neck knocked loose. You know what I mean? So, yeah, sit back and learn, man. Just sit back and learn.
So basically, this Sunday, Dylan Gabriel is going to get his neck knocked off by the Steelers. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying that's how they are trained out there in Pittsburgh. Knock a neck loose, man. Just go out there and knock a neck loose, cuz.
Well, boy, Dylan
Yeah, that's
Gabriel
it.
he gonna have a boy. You better go ahead and watch out there now. 58 South is warning you, Dylan Gabriel. Watch out.
Hey, I'm sure other people have told him before I've even said anything. All right, moving along to college. Remember how we talked about James Franklin and how his job might be on the hot seat? You said we were talking about either him or Debo Samuel. I keep calling this man Debo Samuel. Either him or Dabo Sweeney. And I'm right. I think I'm right about James Franklin, man. They are knocked out of the top 25 for the first time since 2022, along with the Texas Longhorns, and they supposedly had the Heisman favorite coming into the season. Now they're ranked just like my A&T Aggies, none at all. You know what I mean? Ain't no number beside you. Thoughts?
This is crazy. Arch Manning, I watched him last year when he had to come in for their quarterback Ewers that was hurt for a couple of games, and Arch Manning looked great. And I was like, oh, this boy is about to show out when he becomes the starter. This year, he's the starter, and he's not showing anything. I don't know what's going on out there. He doesn't look like the same Arch Manning I seen last year. Texas is not looking good at all. I had them to be at least in the playoffs this year. Same with Clemson. There's a lot of disappointments going on, man. This is why we love college football. It's crazy out here.
I mean, it's easy when there's no real pressure on you and nobody's game planning for you as the backup. But when all eyes are on you and now we got a plan for you and scheme for you and you the number one target, things are a little different. When you the head chef as opposed to the junior chef, yeah, it's a little different now. It's a little different. It don't cook. You
Yeah.
don't cook the same. You don't cook the same.
It definitely don't. In the case of Arch Manning, I just hope and pray that his uncles are giving him some great advice because he does have the best uncles in the game right now, Uncle Peyton and Uncle Eli. And I really hope that they're giving him some constructive criticism and telling him, don't let this get in your head, man, because I think it's getting in his head a lot. And I think there's a lot of pressure on that boy. And I think that's why he's not performing to the level that he's supposed to be right now.
Or this could be the LeVar Ball effect, to where how everybody else been hyping this man name up so much in the offseason that when everybody else plays him, they make it a point to be like, man, he ain't really what y'all think he is. We gonna show y'all that. I think it's that, more so than him just being terrible. Or it could be a little bit of both. You know what I mean? Could be.
I just think the pressure buildup, man, I think it's eating him up right now because I know he's not a terrible quarterback. I've seen what he can do, but I just think that pressure this year, and I think there's a lot of other things behind closed doors that we ain't seeing, and I think it's getting to him, and he needs to get it out of his head, and he needs to go clear-minded into these games, you know what I mean? And just quiet the distractions, brother, and just play football. Don't worry about your last name. Don't worry about the legacy that you got that you're trying to make you uphold. Don't worry about that.
All right. Well, let's get to some games worth talking about. So you got number 1 Ohio State going up against number 17 Illinois Fighting Illini, afternoon game on Fox. Ohio State is favored in that game by 14.5 points. That over-under is 50.5. Who you taking?
People want to keep Illinois in the mix right now because they're looking pretty decent and they had a couple of decent games and they want to keep it kind of like Illinois might do something. I think Ohio State is going to blow the wheels off of Illinois at Illinois.
Okay. Yeah, man, I got to roll with Ohio State on that one too, man. Next up, I got number 8 Alabama versus number 14 Missouri, also an afternoon game. This one on ABC. Alabama is favored by 2.5 points, with that over-under being 51.5. Who you taking?
Being that you just said that Alabama is favored by 2.5 and they're not playing at home, they're playing in Missouri. So that means the consensus is thinking that Alabama is going to win this thing hands down, and I'm not going for it. Alabama is not the same Alabama as they was. This is not a Nick Saban coach team. I'm going Missouri all the way in this game.
You know what, man? I would agree with you, but I think this Alabama team has a lot to prove, man. And I think winning at Georgia 2 weeks ago, that means a lot to these guys, man. So I'm picking Alabama to win this game. Yeah, picking
Good pick.
Alabama to win this game. Now this the game right here though. This the game. Undefeated Indiana, ranked number 7, versus number 3 Oregon, also undefeated. 3:30 CBS. Oregon picked -7.5, over under 55.5. So they're already saying it's going to be a shootout for sure.
Definitely going to be a shootout. If anybody wants to make any kind of money on this, I would go for the over. Maybe take the over in the half. The over in the half is going to be about 28, 29 points for the half. I would take the over because I could definitely see that happening. But as far as the win, both great teams going at it. But I'm going with the home team. I'm going with the mighty, mighty Ducks. Quack, quack. Take it back. Clap back. It's going down in Oregon, baby.
Well, the only Mighty Ducks I respect got coached by Emilio Estevez, so I'm going to go with these Indiana Hoosiers to pull off the upset. In Oregon. You know what I'm talking about? The flying V will not fly on Saturday. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
Gotcha.
Indiana. No flying V. Indiana's going to pull off the upset. Then in the game that you would only care about if you went to the two schools, the greatest homecoming on earth, South Carolina State, 3-3 versus the North Carolina A&T Aggies, had a whopping 1-5. That game is at 1 p.m. at Truist Stadium in Greensboro, North Carolina. You can catch that game on Flow Sports. Never heard of them until I looked up the game. Flow Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Juice, if you care to pick, who you taking, South Carolina State or A&T?
Well, first of all, shout out to all the A&T alumni. Shout out to everybody that goes A&T currently. Shout out to all the Aggies. You know, I mess with y'all the long way, never the wrong way, only the strong way. But I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, by the way, I will be DJing live on Lindsay Street downtown for the GHOE event at my boy Money Mills Hibachi Studios. I will be outside under the tent, rocking it from 12 noon to whenever I feel like leaving. We're going to have food trucks out there, vendors all around. We're right there on Lindsay Street, right around A&T. Now, back to the game. A&T is going to get the wheels blown off of them. South Carolina State going to come in here, take their name, take their pride, leave. But everybody have a good time with the parties, man. There's going to be a lot of good parties going on that night. But as far as the game, South Carolina State about to blow the wheels off y'all, brother.
Mark my words, we will not lose homecoming this year. South Carolina State is a rivalry game and it's homecoming. Renewed attitude ever since Coach Sean Gibbs had kind of, I ain't going to say jabbed at the guys, but he spoke truth. He was like, look, our players are real tough in that locker room. If you come into our locker room before the games, you think we were the meanest people on the field. You know what I mean? They real hype when they listening to NBA Youngboy. But as you can tell by the 1-5 record I talked about, it hasn't been carrying over to the field. But it will carry over this weekend, man. It will carry over. That game should mean something, you know what I mean? And I think it will. So I got my Aggies winning. I can't really give you the score. 28, can't give you the score. 28-21, Aggies take it. And we end up being 2-5, man.
41-10, South Carolina State victory over A&T. That sounds more like it.
Juice ain't showing us no love. It's cool. I got enough love for the entire campus, 1601 East Market Street. Also, I got love for Western Carolina quarterback Teron Dickens. Congratulations to you, young man. Went 53 for 56. That's right. 53 for 56 after completing his first 46 passes versus Wofford. They ended up winning the game 23-21. I just knew that game should have been like 60-something to 20-something when they said he went 53 for 56. I set a new completion record across all NCAA divisions, most consecutive completions. The previous record, 29, held by Quinn Epperly of Princeton in 2013. Also got to show some love to the Jackson State. Forget what their mascot is, but Jackson State, 102 yards of total offense against Alabama A&M. They won that game 57-24. 188 rushing yards, 114 passing yards. Had to show love to both of those teams, man. Yeah,
Jackson
no love
State
to
is
Mark
the Tigers,
Sanchez,
by the way.
Yeah, man, Dirty Sanchez out here stabbing, beating up old men and getting stabbed, man. Former New York Jets quarterback. Yeah, no love, man. No love. Y'all should go see the pictures of this old man sitting in the hospital, yo. Mark Sanchez knew better than that. He knew better.
I'm gonna tell you though, that old man. If nobody watched the live yesterday that we did on Topic of Discussion, we go live every Monday. If y'all didn't know, 7 o'clock every Monday we go live. We talked about this. We hit on it for a little bit. That old man pulled one of these out, and he told Mark Sanchez, "My new name is Jigga Man," and that's what we going with. Jacket, jacket, jacket. Yo, Mark Sanchez, I heard he was beating the life out of this man or something, man.
Yeah, the older gentleman, like 69-year-old gentleman, was like, "Yo, the dude was trying to kill me." Yeah, Mark Sanchez was trying to kill this 69-year-old man. So that man did right to poke holes in that man. Poke all the holes you can in him.
They say Mark Sanchez was, drunk or whatever the case may be. I think that's a little bit more than alcohol, brother.
Yeah, that's something of the snow variety. At least
Yeah,
at the
it's
very
just
least.
something. Yeah, it's something because you're not just gonna, proceed to maul on a 69-year-old man who's doing nothing to you with delivering fryer oil to an establishment. And I don't know what happened, and I don't know what took place, or I don't know what Mark Sanchez thought he was seeing or what he thought he was doing, but that man deserves to be arrested. I'm glad he was arrested. Hopefully he figures out what's going on because I can't tell you. It just sounds so crazy. That story is very weird to me.
Absolutely, man. All right, transitioning to the news.
Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, of course. If you're around here in the great country of America, the biggest news right now is still the government shutdown, man. One time for the military, one time for the federal workers who still have to get up every morning and take care of their duty and responsibility, but unfortunately are not being paid for it at the moment, man. And that's, I can't imagine getting up, going to work, knowing you got to do your thing and not being able to get paid for it. And I've seen in the news where it's starting to affect flight travel. They had, like, on some news station, they had pictures or video footage of whole terminals without air traffic controllers, and it looks eerie. You know what I mean? So that's why I was glad that you made it back, because I ain't know if your flight would have been affected by the situation. So
I'm glad it wasn't.
Get it together, government. Straight up, get it together. I see the mail's still running, so the bills are still coming. They ain't stopped that.
They definitely ain't gonna stop that, brother.
Stop that.
That's not gonna stop. I don't care what goes on. Them bills and taxes, they always gonna be ready for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, speaking of being ready, Ashley Jasmine Marmoleo is getting ready to go to prison. And I'm going to tell you why she's getting ready to go to prison. Back in 2023, her brother, Angel Gomez, he was 20 at the time, they were at the Sonic in Keene, Texas. Keene, Texas is 40 miles southwest of Dallas. This happened on May 3rd. His bladder was to fill to capacity to the point to where he decides to relieve himself in the parking lot of the Sonic. All right, that's dirty. That's foul. 32-year-old Matthew Davis, Sonic employee, you approach the man. Come on, man. What you doing? Can't do that. Can't do that here. They said the altercation turned a little physical. And Miss Ashley Marmaleo, she turns to her 12-year-old nephew, hands him an AR-style rifle, and says, go. 12-year-old nephew heeds the advice of his auntie, and he goes out there and he does the unthinkable to Mr. Matthew Davis. Needless to say, Mr. Davis passed away at Harris Methodist Hospital. And again, this all happened in 2023. She found out this year. She was sentenced to 25 years in the Texas Department of Corrections. And at first, they had her brother, the gentleman who relieved himself. He was being charged with murder, but all charges against him were dropped. The 12-year-old was sentenced to 12 years in 2023.
Okay.
How foul you got to be as an auntie? To hand your 12-year-old nephew a gun? Like, how foul you got to be to get a child involved in two grown men having an altercation in the first place?
That's crazy. That just shows you have no respect at all. No, at all. You don't care about nothing. I mean, first of all, he's 12 years old. Second of all, this is your family. Like, you're going to actually, why don't you handle your business then? If it's that important to you, which I don't want to see nothing like this go down either way. But why give a 12-year-old AR? You know what I mean? Like, if it's that important to you that you want this business handled, why don't you handle it yourself?
For you to treat your nephew like a crash dummy, 25 years isn't enough for you. 25 years isn't enough, man.
Yeah, at all. At all.
Like, you you're responsible for the kid's well-being if he's not with your brother or sister, you know, whichever one sibling made you the aunt, you know what I'm saying? They in their mind, you know, he's in good hands when he's with her. Gotta be what you're thinking. That's, you know, that's logical, right? But you treat him like a little like a crack. Look, you really treated a 12-year-old like a crash test dummy.
Yeah. Yeah, in a
That
great way.
this story really bothered me, man. This story bothered me, homie.
It's still bothering
This
me, you
story
know what I
really
mean?
bothered me, man. So Ashley Jasmine Marmaleo, you know, good riddance, man. Good riddance.
Bye.
But to some got kind of like a bittersweet news story. I got this from The Root. Oh, this story about Ashley Jasmine and the Sonic shooting. I got that from lawandcrime.com. Again, I get some of the illest stories that just come through my news feed in the mornings. So there was a case of two missing sisters, 36-year-old cold case, right? The sisters named Jasmine and Elizabeth Ramos. They were reported missing. At the time they were reported missing, Jasmine was 2 months old. Elizabeth was 14 months old. 2 years. I don't know why they put 14 months. That is... No, I'm tripping. That is not 2 years. That would be 24 months. So she's a year and 2 months
They did
old.
right. Yeah, they did right.
You can tell you can tell who doesn't have children. You can tell who doesn't have children, man. Everybody with kids love to talk in prison months. Yeah. So that mother, Miss Marina Ramos of Bakersfield, California, she was found naked and, of course, deceased with stab wounds 5 hours east in an Arizona desert in Mojave County. This was in December of 1989. 2 days after that happened, in Oxnard, California, a witness was walking in the area and heard children crying in the women's restroom. So when they went in there, they seen the two, you know, of course, the two young children sitting there wet, just crying, you know what I mean? A special investigations unit was put together, which reviews cold cases. It was put together in 2019. 3 years later, fingerprints matching the mother belonged to a woman named Maria Ortiz, who had been arrested for shoplifting in June of 1989. So they figured out that was the same lady using a different name. They had tracked down her roommate, which was also her cousin, who had stated that Miss Ramos had been reported missing. Jasmine and Elizabeth, the two young ladies, they were placed in, CPS, Child Protective Services, given new names and adopted by a couple in Ventura County. They now go by the names Tina and Melissa. Happy ending for them, not so much for the mother, but because that cold case was closed, now they're trying to figure out what actually happened to the mother. And as far as I can tell, they have witness accounts saying that they saw a woman and two men with the kids at the park that day, and they were seen driving a black mini pickup truck. So I'm gonna try to find out as much as I can on what that investigation is to see if they find out the killers to Miss Maria Ortiz, aka what was her first name, aka Marina Ramos. Yeah, hopefully they can get that situated. All right, moving on.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Of course, the biggest news in entertainment is the Sean Diddy Combs sentencing. Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced to 50 months, so that's 4 years and 2 months. I think that seems to be a lot of time for prostitution. I'm just saying. Seems like a lot of time for prostitution. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. It seems like a lot of time for prostitution.
Well, it certainly is a lot of time for prostitution. I heard I was reading TMZ the other day, and I see that somebody from Diddy's side has already asked President Trump for a pardon. President Trump addressed that yesterday in a meeting, and he said, "Yeah, Puff Daddy asked me for a pardon."
That's where he left it at there. He said,
yeah, he wasn't going to go into any further details yet, but he did say that, and he said, also, he was he liked Puff Daddy. That's what he basically said, you know what I mean? So take it as you want it. I don't know. It might be having a pardon coming up for Mr. Daddy. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Why not? Celebrity status. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Donald will look out, because he already said he's going to look. He'll look at pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. He said that also. So you can, them two birds of a feather pretty much if you want to talk about sex crimes. So
yeah, buddy.
Let one out. You might well let the other. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Gonna leave that there. Yeah. Rest in peace to Queens rapper YP the YG. I got this on allhiphop.com. I had never heard of this gentleman before until I came across the story on All Hip Hop. He was killed by his nephew in a murder-suicide on October 3rd over a real estate deal. Seems that he was selling the home for $600,000, and I'm not sure if the nephew was living in the home that he was selling, and they had a disagreement. The rapper YP the YG, guess he was making a buzz in Queens. He had pictures with 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj, among other famous rappers / entertainers, man. So, rest in peace to him. That's a sad situation, man. It's always sad when there's a death. It's even more sad when it's a family member taking the life of another family member. Man, $600,000 real estate deal though. You could have, and then you shoot yourself at the end of that. Like, you know how I feel about that whole, if you're gonna kill yourself, then why you involve them other people first thing, man. Like, God almighty.
It's crazy.
God almighty. Like the young man that played for LSU, Iron Lacey. You familiar with that story?
Yeah.
He was being charged with the killing, and then come to find out the young man was, charged with the killing in a vehicle accident. Come to find out, he ended up taking his life, and then the evidence comes out either to yesterday or today or sometime recently that he was like 70-something yards away from where the actual accident happened, so he couldn't have had anything to do with it. That's sad. Sad.
It very much is sad. It very much is, man.
Yeah, so Tyrese turned himself in over them animal cruelty charges. Turned himself in, got right on out. He still got his dogs somewhere safe. I told y'all, man, by the time them people get hold of this story, they'll be found, Tyrese. He'll be, they'll be taken care of. He was able to like go home, so I'm curious to see how this is gonna play out.
It was only $20,000.
Like you let. Yeah, I seen that. Well, like, huh? There's gotta be something. There's gotta be something to this.
Got that Fast and Furious money.
All right, Fast and Furious, but still dog on dog activity. So we're gonna keep a close eye on that. While we keep a close eye on that, man, y'all should keep a close eye on that First Horizon Coliseum for GHOE, man. This the concert lineup: Glorilla, Party Next Door, Queen Naija, R&B singer Friday, and Big Boogie. Not a bad lineup. Not a bad lineup at all.
I like that. Big Glow. I love Big Glow. Ever since she wore those pants, I was telling you about the chaps with the back.
Lord have mercy.
Showing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is his time to shine. It is time for another Juice Joints food review. Let it go.
Let him cook now. I said let him cook.
Screw the game. We're talking about food.
Take it away, Juice.
In the words of my baby Glorilla, let it cook. Let's go, man. This week, previewing one of the best places that you can go in the city of brotherly love, which is Philadelphia, to go get you an authentic cheesesteak. The place name is Angelo's. It was already placed. I looked online. It was either 1 through number 3 in the city. They said the best cheesesteaks, hands down. So I get to Angelo's. And if you go on my Instagram, JOOSE Jones, on Instagram, you will see the pictures. The sandwich was beautiful. It tasted delicious. It was hands down the best steak and cheese sandwich I've ever had. Shout out to Angelo's. Everything about it was great. It's cash only. No credit cards or debit cards accepted. If you don't have cash, you will not be eating the best cheesesteak in Philly. Angelo's. Remember I said it.
All right, Angelo's. One time for Juice Joints food reviews. Now, you know what we like to do at the end of the show. Before we get up out of here, we like to play a little game called Brick or Swish. I get a topic from each one of the segments: sports, news, or entertainment. I present Juice with some options. If he likes it, it's a swish. And if he doesn't agree, it's a brick.
Brick.
Juice, are you ready?
I am ready.
Juice Jones, brick or swish? The Miami Hurricanes will win the ACC championship this year.
I'll throw a switch to that. Miami Hurricanes are looking great. I don't see anybody really stopping them in the ACC. Clemson was supposed to be the one to take this year and, go for the national championship, but that's definitely not happening. So I'm definitely going to go with the Miami Hurricanes. They're looking very strong, and I got a lot of confidence in them. What do you think?
Georgia Tech is still undefeated. Georgia Tech gives Miami a problem each and every time they play because for some reason they just can't stop the triple option. Miami's a different squad. They're a little more physical than they normally are. And then, what's my man named Carson Beck?
Yes.
Still a little shaky, man, so I'm gonna have to call brick on that one.
Brick.
I do not think the Miami Hurricanes will win the ACC. Sorry about that one. You know what I mean? Juice, in news, brick or swish? We might as well go ahead and start looking forward to the National Guard being deployed in all major cities. Brick or swish?
I'm not agreeing with it, but it's definitely a swish on the statement that you made because it's getting to the level where they're going everywhere. Like right now they just
You're going
got
in and out.
deployed.
You're going in and out.
I don't know why. Can you hear me now? No?
Yeah, yo.
Hello.
There you go. Lean forward. Yeah, when you lean forward, I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I had to
You
throw a
said
switch on that.
swish, but then your reasoning, you kind of was fading in and out when you were giving your reasoning for it.
If anybody's keeping up with the current news, man, they're being deployed very quickly in different cities. They were already deployed in Portland. They were deployed in Chicago now. It's just becoming a normal thing. Soon, I'm probably going to be seeing them in Charlotte real soon. No?
The last thing I heard you say was Chicago now. Guys, we got nothing. Chicago now was the last thing you said.
All right, can we hear me now? No.
You froze up on me? No, don't freeze up on me, man. Oh, don't freeze up on me. Man, Juice froze up on us, ladies and gentlemen. He froze up on us. Lord have mercy. Oh, well, the last question was going to be an entertainment question, of course. And that question was going to be, do you think that Sean Diddy Combs will actually be able to repair his brick or swish? Sean Diddy Combs will be able to repair his image.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, there you go.
All righty. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, everyone.
Yeah, you good, money. We
Let
back.
me pick up where I left off. I'll pick up where I left off. It's becoming a real natural thing. Trump is deploying them anywhere he wants, and I won't be surprised if we see him in Charlotte, North Carolina soon.
I feel the same way, man. So yeah, it's swishes all around on that. Hey, I hope to God I'm wrong. I really hope to be wrong.
Me too.
I really hope to be wrong. All right, man. So as far as entertainment news, do you think that Sean Diddy Combs will actually be able to repair his reputation after doing his time, paying his fine, and going through whatever, probation and counseling sessions that he has to go through? Will he be able to repair his reputation?
Is this a brick or swish?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna say swish, man. I definitely would say swish on that. Cause I always believe like this generation that we live in now, people love the drama. So I believe, with all this, he'll come out on top eventually. It might take a few years, but he's gonna come out with something, whether it's some kind of project, or he's gonna come out with a new group, or he's gonna do something that's gonna be intriguing and it's gonna bring the crowd back to him. You know what I mean? I don't think he's just gonna fall off.
I was thinking about it because like you were saying, people love a good redemption story, right? But I really don't want to sound negative. But my thing is that video is always gonna come back to haunt him. You know what I mean? I do believe that he'll be able to have some type of success in the entertainment industry just because of who he is and what he's able to do. Again, we spoke about this before. He's still gonna have connections. It's just not gonna be visible. Nobody's gonna want to be seen standing next to him. But like behind the scenes, he'll probably be like a consultant or something to that effect. So he'll still have his presence will still be in the industry of music and entertainment, just not real visible. But as far as repairing his reputation, man, I'm gonna have to call Brick.
Brick.
I'm gonna have to call Brick. And again, it's the video. If this was a he say, she say, maybe, yeah, cool. If it was just some still shots of the aftermath, yeah, maybe cool, but not when you actually get to see it. And I hate to drag this young man into this, but he's the only other example I can give. The Chris Brown situation, we just saw a still shot of Rihanna and had to kind of, infer what happened. Like, we know he did something to her. We didn't get to see how he did it. We just know whatever he did caused those marks or those bruises. And some people might even say, whatever about, the photo. Cool. But that video, that wasn't doctored up. You know what I mean? That's going to live in infamy forever. So I think that's going to keep him from being able to repair his reputation. You know what I mean? He might can salvage it, but I don't think he's going to be able to actually, fully repair it and get back to what he considers glory. You know what I mean? So that's that, man. It's another round of brick or swish. You know what I mean? Since y'all stayed this long, you might as well hit like, share, subscribe, go on, tell your friends about it. Download the Connected Radio app if you're not already on it. Check us out every Monday at 7 p.m. Monday Night Live on YouTube and Facebook. One time for the homies Johnny and Mr. Hill coming through these past couple weeks, man, having a good time kicking it with us. Juice, do you have any parting words before we go?
I got to say one more thing. Welcome home. Pooh Shiesty is out of prison after doing almost 5 years. About to get back to this music, about to get back to this money. They showed a couple of pictures of him online, Gucci'd out, the new Gucci with big stacks. So I said, look at my man, out, ready to do it. Big welcome home to Pooh Shiesty, man.
Okay. Well, one time for Big Crit, got that Gotta Do It single out, jamming. One time for DJ Drama and Jeezy, Still Snowing. Jeezy made a real Sunday afternoon mixtape with this one, man. Got a lot of old school instrumentals he's rapping on. A lot of people might not like it because it doesn't sound like trap music, but hey, man, he shouldn't. The man's almost 50. I mean, well, you want a 50-year-old trapper for real? Do you really want a 50-year-old trapper? Come on now, let's be real, folks. And just like that, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of 58 South TV Presents Topics of Discussion, your new home for sports news and entertainment. And YouTube for the visual, Connected Radio app for the listening. I am your man, 58 South. That is the voice of the party, Juice Jones. Catch him on all platforms at Juice Jones. Catch me on all platforms, 58 South TV. Remember, whenever you go outside, take God with you. Y'all be kind. Y'all be careful. Peace. Cut the check.